Annie, if you could call the roll.
Mayor Paulin,
Here.
Vice Mayor Satula,
Here.
Councilman Smith,
Here.
Town Manager Hicks.
Here.
Moving on to the approval of minutes, November 6th town meeting minutes and November 29th work session minutes.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
I second that.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving on. Reports of officers, boards, and committees. First, the permits report.
Building, use, and occupancy sign permits issued during the month of November 2017. Building permits, November 2nd, Indian Head Inn, 4640 Strauss Avenue for a shed. November 3rd, Norman Palmer, 87 Mattingly Avenue, deck and replace side entry steps and landing. November 8th, Solar City for Sharon Hall, 19 Park Square Court, solar panels. November 30th, Wayne Higdon, 304 Bland Drive for a shed. November 28th, Rainbow Construction, single-family dwelling, 1 Stewart Court. There were no temporary use and occupancy permits, no use and occupancy permits, no demolition permits, no grading permits, and no sign permits. There was a temporary sign permit issued November 14th to Brandon Paulin, temporary campaign signs in various locations.
All right, thank you. Moving on, Ginger with the finance.
November 2017 finance report. Beginning cash balance is $577,576.41. Total revenues, $405,791.89. Total expenditures, $258,368.81, with an ending cash balance of $724,999.49. Total investments, $1,035,535.72. Any questions?
All right, moving on to the town manager report, code enforcement report, and planning commission report.
There's no planning commission report for this month. Town managers report, November 2017. Boardwalk, we are reapplying for all the expired permits. The DHCD grant right outside the base gate, all that remains is paving of the parking lot. Online bill pay, it is up and operational. There's a link via the town's website. Please make sure to put the information in exactly as it appears on your water bill. The Village Green restrooms, we're hoping for that project to begin spring 2018. The Leaf Vac began on November 1st. Just want to remind you that it will continue until January the 1st or the first significant snowfall. So January 1st or first significant snowfall. And last but not least, Washington Gas will begin the work in Riverwatch sometime soon.
Mr. Hicks, I have a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any numbers on the total number of residents that are using online bill pay?
This quarter hasn't ended yet, so I do not.
Okay. Maybe you can provide that at the next.
Sure. Is that possible, Ginger, for us to get those numbers?
Okay, whenever possible, so we can get a feel for it, because it was
Absolutely.
anticipated, and we want to make sure that everybody is, if they can, they're using it, and if they're not, try to understand why, because we put a significant amount of effort into getting online bill pay.
That's correct.
All right.
Code enforcement report, November 2017. The town issued 51 notices of violations and or fines during the month. 4 vehicle violation, 3 vehicle fines, 9 grass and weed fines, 1 rubbish and garbage violation, 2 rubbish and garbage fines, 1 rooster violation, 1 rooster fine, 1 premises identification fine, 1 property maintenance violation, 1 property maintenance fine, and 26 rental violations. Also, the town performed 33 rental inspections during the month of November.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on to Parks and Rec and Environmental Sustainability Committee reports.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out here tonight. Mr. Hicks, thank you for updating that the permits and fines. It gives us a better understanding of how many things actually from a actual violation to a actual fine, right? So it just helps us understand, because a lot of times people just get warnings, and we are very we try to be very judicious about giving fines. We try to give people as many warnings as possible, so thank you for updating that format. All right, for Parks and Rec and environmental sustainability, Parks and Recreation, we're looking at the 2018 calendar year. We're going to have a lot more activities, many of them educational in nature, not only physical. And the last work session, we talked about some of the leagues that are in town and how we can get youth involved in more activities within the town. So you'll see more come 2018. For environmental sustainability, we are looking at, in the spring, planting in the community garden. We'd also like to get residents' input on a potential dog park in town. We have a large dog population and really nowhere for those animals to run freely and get some exercise. So a dog park would be a good add to the town, but we just need to put it in the right location where it doesn't adversely affect living conditions. And we met recently with the county on a farmer's market. So we've been talking about a farmer's market, and we're actually getting some traction on that. Probably be a midweek farmer's market. It's not to compete with many of the other farmers markets in the area. And I have, on October 28th, there was a activity in town, an event where there was a health fair and resources fair where people can learn about some of the activities going on and organizations in the county. They can learn about things on the western side of town. So it's not to embarrass some of our guests, but we thank you so much for participating. And I'd like to, I won't have you come up, but if you could raise your hand, Miss Melanie Watkins of Curvy Girls of Southern Maryland. Let's give Melanie a round of applause. And Pastor Joanne Ward, if you could raise your hand, please. All right. And I have some letters I'll present to you, I'll give to you after the meeting, but thank you so much for attending. Are there any questions for me? Anyone? Okay. Thank you.
Moving on to Community Affairs with Karen, and she'll also be giving some information about the fire department.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, I'll start off with town stuff. Coming up for December, back on the back counter or front counter, however you want to say, is a nice little pamphlet. Gives you all the things that the town's doing for the holidays this December, for Christmas holidays, I should say. Tomorrow night is our tree lighting program. It involves the Indian Head Elementary School chorus, the bands from General Smallwood Middle School and the Henry Lackey High School. And also we added in 3 young men, they're brothers. 2 attend Lackey and 1 attends General Smallwood, and they have a little band called Flippin' Eyelids. And their band teachers highly recommended them, and they are also going to perform tomorrow night separately to kick off the entrance of Santa. So we're kind of excited about that, adding that in. That's at 7 o'clock here inside the building. And of course, it's free to the public and everybody's welcome. And then we have our 23rd annual gingerbread house making classes on Friday, December the 8th and Sunday, December the 10th. There's still slots available if anybody's interested. And also on Tuesday, December the 12th from 6 to 9 here in the pavilion, we have our annual holiday festival. And we do have some vendors and crafters. And we have live entertainment featuring the Indian Head Dance Company and the Southern Maryland Line Dancers and the Doc Stevens Band. There will be photos with Santa available. There'll be some Santa activities for children, delicious refreshments, hot apple cider, of course the gingerbread house contest. Vendors and crafters will have some things for sale. And of course, last but certainly not least, the Painter family running antique train display, which has actually grown larger than it was in the years past, from what I was just told. And we are asking for an admission of $1 per person, all ages. And that will all be given to NETS, the Neighbors Eager to Serve program, which concentrates on the needs of the individuals and families here, mainly in the town and on the western side of the county. Also coming up in December is our annual community dinner and memorial ribbon ceremony, which is on Saturday, December 16th here in the pavilion from 6 to 8. Again, open to everybody. It's a free community dinner. You don't need to have a reservation, but you can certainly call in if you'd like. We co-host this with the Indian Head United Methodist Church, and if you'd like to place ribbons, purchase the memorial ribbons, which are displayed on the memorial tree outside. You can do so up until Wednesday, December 13th, and they're $2 for each ribbon or 6 for 10. You do not need to purchase ribbons to attend the community dinner, however. And then, of course, we have, which I believe is in my fire chief's report, but I'm going to say it, Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department annual Santa Run Through Town is on Saturday, December 23rd. It starts around 5:30, 6 o'clock throughout the entire town. And Potomac Heights Volunteer Fire Department, their Santa Run is on Sunday, December 17th, and it starts around 4:30. They have part of the Indian Head area, which is the Knott subdivision, which is behind the Dollar Tree, that subdivision there, and also the area of Strauss Avenue from South Poplar to Hawthorne Road. Those are part of the incorporated town. However, that's part of their first due area, so they will cover that in their Santa Run on Sunday, December 17th. And I would be remiss if I didn't say a great big thank you to our Town Public Works Department, the SMECO line crews, our Community Activity Committee members, and especially a big thank you to the Black Box Theater's Mike Holt for all the beautiful Christmas decorations we have in here and throughout the town this year. Everybody did a wonderful job of getting everything done. And also the Boy Scout Troop 410 actually delivered our town Christmas tree, so we didn't have to go pick it up. We've been getting our tree from them every year for at least 10, maybe 15 years now, and they brought it to us, which was a great big help. And then some county stuff. Kris Kringle Christmas Market at the Charles County Fairgrounds is this weekend. It's extended from December Friday the 8th through Sunday the 10th. I did have some little flyers back there, but we gave most of them out, and so I'm only down to 2. I apologize for that. But it's online and it's in the paper if you're interested in that. It's 4 to 8 on Friday and 9 to 8 on Saturday and 10 to 3 on Sunday. And they do have fireworks this year on Saturday night that they added. Also, the Potomac Heights Ladies Auxiliary is hosting a Cookies and Cocoa with Santa on December the 9th, which is this Saturday, from 11 to 3 at the Potomac Heights Volunteer Fire Department. There are flyers for that back there. And then our Black Box Theater coming up this Sunday, December the 10th. The Hickory Dickory Dark production, A Dickens of a Mystery Holiday Dinner Theater. It'll be from 5 to 8, and it will be at Mama Stella's Restaurant in Bryan's Road, and this is a fundraiser for the Black Box Theater. Again, there's flyers back there for that. Also in January, on the 11th and the 12th, Thursday and a Friday, they have a one-act, 10-character play called The Movement, 50 Years of Love and Struggle. That flyer's on the back counter, too. And a night of jazz is on Saturday, January 13th, 2018, from 7 to 9:30 in the Black Box Theater. And that is it's a church group that's sponsoring that, Impact Ministries outreach programs. And again, flyers for that on the back counter. And of course, last but not least, the county dropped off the guide for recreation, parks, and tourism, and the county offers a wide variety of programs for adults and a lot of drop-in programs at General Smallwood Middle School and a few other areas for kids. So please be sure and grab one of those if you haven't seen one already. Check it out on the back counter. And that is it for me. Anybody have any questions? Okay, moving on to the fire department. This is from Fire Chief Jeff Williams. He apologized he couldn't be here tonight. He's teaching a class. And also the deputy chief had to attend a mandatory meeting, so that's why he dropped this off. For the month of November, the department responded to a total of 14 fire responses, 6 first due fire responses, 8 mutual responses to other areas of Charles and surrounding counties, 28 EMS responses, and the department completed a total of 125 hours of training through departmental drills and other forms of education. The new tower was delivered to the fire station on November 13th, and they are currently working on training and equipment placement at this time. We hope to have the unit in service no later than the end of January. The next project they are working on is the replacement of Ambulance 98. They are working with vendors for pricing, and then will work with the county to get approval. Santa will be making his rounds through the town on December 23rd, hopefully leaving the fire station no later than 6 p.m. The department is always looking for new members to serve the community through fire and EMS. Please stop by the station any Thursday evening and visit us to see what we do and how we can help. And the officers and members would like to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday. And that's it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I add one person to your thank you list? Ginger, can we thank your mom for especially the Christmas tree that we got at the town hall and all the
I
Christmas
wasn't
decorations?
sure if
that
I
we
was
had?
allowed to do that out loud.
I don't
So
know if we were either, but I just went on and threw it out there.
thanks, Ginger's mom, for all the awesome decorations.
All right, moving on to community policing report. Officer Bryant.
Thanks.
Good evening. I would like to first start by revisiting and answering a question from last week from Vice Mayor Satula. I spoke with Detective Garner, who is assigned to the case there, the armed robbery at the subway here in town. He said it is still an active, ongoing investigation. They're following all leads. They're looking for anything else anybody can provide. If you would contact the sheriff's office and ask for Detective Garner, he would certainly appreciate that. In addition to that, I wanted to talk about one other crime. We had a theft over in the town. It was at St. James Episcopal Church. Someone stole a chalice and paten, the silver sterling one, very expensive items. I took the case for that. It was forwarded up to our detectives. They are currently running down good leads. They have a very strong case in that one working right now. In addition, I would also like to revisit some tips I said for Christmas last time. When you go out shopping, make sure you're locking your vehicles, hiding your valuables. If you have an SUV or if you have a hatchback or something like that where it may be visible, it may be worth your while to take a blanket to throw over, okay? And then one more thing for after Christmas, when you throw away the boxes for your packages and stuff, try and do it the morning of the trash pickup, or if you have to put it out beforehand, or if you have very large packages, make sure you're breaking them down and hiding them very well in your trash can. That way people don't see those nice new things you got and then make them their nice new things. Any questions this week?
No questions. I'd just like to mention that there's a such thing as a porch pirate. That's the slang term that they use for people who steal your packages when you leave them or they get delivered. So if you anticipate things being delivered, try to have someone pick them up or put something on your porch like a chair or something to kind of obscure the view of it. But if not, this time of year is more prevalent to have porch pirates.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Tonight we have a briefing, Bent Not Broken, how Curvy Girls Scoliosis helps local girls handle their scoliosis diagnosis, presented by Melanie Watkins, Southern Maryland chapter of Curvy Girls Scoliosis.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Melanie Watkins, and I am a junior at Lackey High School. I would like to thank Councilman Smith for inviting me tonight to share this organization that is very important to me and my family. I am the Southern Maryland chapter leader for an international nonprofit called Curvy Girls, a local support group for girls ages 6 to 18 who have been diagnosed with scoliosis. Scoliosis is an abnormal curve of the spine where it begins to twist out of shape. Most often it causes a C-type curve or S-type curve, which can be in the upper, middle, or lower part of your back. My journey with scoliosis began at the end of 5th grade while I was still attending Gale Bailey Elementary School. I was diagnosed by our family doctor with an S-type curve, and within a month I started wearing a brace for 23 hours a day, 7 days a week. My brace was much like an old-fashioned corset, only it was made with medical-grade plastic and lined with foam that was fitted to my body during a bracing clinic. It was held on by 3 large Velcro straps and was very, very stiff. Despite wearing my braces, and yes, I had more than one, for almost 3 years, I eventually had to undergo a T4 to L4 spinal fusion at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. I am now the proud owner of 2 cobalt chrome rods and 25 titanium screws that go from the middle of my shoulder blades all the way down to my hips. And while I am limited physically to some things, I am very active and I don't really let it get in the way. Unless I go through metal detectors in foreign countries. Then it's just bells and whistles and security guards everywhere. Scoliosis does not have a pattern, so each diagnosis is different, and each brace, like each girl, is different. That's what makes Curvy Girl scoliosis so important. Whether they are newly diagnosed or they are already braced, where was I? Okay. Each chapter provides a place where young girls can get the emotional support that is so important. The organization Curvy Girls began in 2006 with one girl in Long Island, New York, looking for other girls like her. And she found them, lots of them, dealing with the same daily struggles that come with being braced. In 2009, our founder, Leah Stoltz, and Curvy Girls received the Teen Nickelodeon's Halo Award. 11 years later, Curvy Girls has 72 chapters across the U.S. and 22 chapters around the world, from Australia to Uruguay. During our monthly meetings, we share our stories, we'll often do some sort of activity, and just provide moral support to each other. We break into separate groups from parents so we can talk openly with each other. While our parents have time to share the concerns, knowledge of different doctors and orthotists, or the people who make our braces, etc., we talk about the daily challenges with simple things, like picking up things that fall over on the floor, because, you can't really do that when you have a plastic brace that won't let you bend over. Finding clothes that fit right, sitting in those uncomfortable school chair desks, or dealing with the strange looks and random lectures that people give you when they don't really understand. At Curvy Girls, we like to say that we are bent, not broken, because we can still do lots of things. We just have to learn new ways of doing them. Scoliosis checks used to be done in public schools, but in 1996, a federal commission determined that they were no longer required, so now it's up to each state to determine whether they wish to include the screenings at school. Maryland does not. And while most family physicians conduct scoliosis checks on children, that is not always possible for many families. Recent numbers show that 1 in 100 girls and 1 in 400 boys develop some level of scoliosis. The earlier it is detected, the sooner the treatment can begin if needed, and the odds of having surgery decrease significantly. Thank you for allowing me to share Curvy Girls with you tonight, and I look forward to supporting the girls not just in our community, but all through Southern Maryland.
Thank you. And I'd like to add that Melanie's an aspiring photographer, so you may see her around town taking photos here and there. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you. Go Chargers. Moving on, no presentations or recognitions, no resolutions, no ordinances, no petitions, no unfinished business, no new business. On to the announcement of upcoming meetings. Community Activities Committee will have no meeting in December. The annual tree lighting ceremony is tomorrow at 7 p.m. right here. 23rd annual Gingerbread House classes, Friday, December 8th and Sunday, December 10th at the Village Green Pavilion. Pre-registration required. Annual Holiday Festival and Craft Fair will be Tuesday, December 12th from 6 to 9 at the Village Green Pavilion. Town Hall Community Affairs and Public Works will be closing at 12:30 on Friday, December 15th. Stop Bullying in Charles County Schools Community Forum will be Friday, December 15th, 7 p.m. at the Village Green Pavilion. Also, the release of the new Star Wars movie. The annual Memorial Ribbon Remembrance and Free Community Dinner will be Saturday, December 16th at 6 p.m. at the Village Green Pavilion. Town Council Work Session will be Wednesday, December 20th, 3:30 p.m. at Town Hall. The next Planning Commission meeting will be Wednesday, December 20th, 7 p.m. at Village Green Pavilion. The Santa Ride Through Town will be Friday, December 23rd, around 6. Town Hall Community...
Mr. Mayor, if I may, I thought that was Saturday, right?
Saturday, sorry. Yeah, typo. Saturday, December 23rd, around 6, will be the annual Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department Rescue Squad Santa run through town. Town Hall Community Affairs and Public Works will be closed Monday, December 25th. That's Christmas. No trash pickup. Parks and Recreation Commission will meet Wednesday, December 27th, 7 p.m. at the Village Green Pavilion. Environmental Sustainability Committee will meet 30 minutes later, right here. Town Hall Community Affairs and Public Works will be closed Monday, January 1st. No trash pickup. That's New Year's Day. Town meeting will be Tuesday, January 2nd, 7:30 p.m. at the Village Green Pavilion. And your annual Christmas tree remove will be every Wednesday beginning December 27th through January 23rd. Whew. All right, so tons of stuff going on here in December. All right, if anyone has a citizen's comment, feel free to go up to the podium and state your name and your comment.
I'd like one go back. Dr. Reverend Ward, would you like to come forward and receive your letter? I know I had you raise your hand, but if you'd like to come forward. Reverend Ward is the pastor of a Greater Spiritual Fellowship Community Church here in town, and her organization participated in the health fair. So thank you very much. I wanted to recognize Mr. Higgs, who has the wonderful display in the back there that goes over some history of the town. So please look at it on your way out. It's a very comprehensive display. And as a citizen, I want to know, I'm on the council, but do these meetings provide you with any good information, relevant information? Sometimes they go pretty fast, but I want to make sure that we are addressing your concerns. Rarely do we address new business or old business here, but if there are things that we should be doing for you and you're not leaving this meeting feeling better informed, then please bring that to our attention. We just don't